You want to be unstoppable, untouchable, a force of cold precision and brutal focus. But here's the truth. Most men never grasp. Discipline isn't about motivation. Focus isn't about passion. Intelligence isn't about memorizing books. It's about control. Control over yourself. Control over your time. And control over how others see you. That's the Machiavellian mindset. Ruthless, unsentimental, unbreakable. In the next 7 days, you will rewire your psychology. You will become the man who bends reality to his will, not the man who is bent by it. You will shed weakness, excuses, and the soft lies society feeds you, and you will replace them with power, a power so cold and disciplined that it terrifies those who look at you. But listen closely. This isn't for everyone. Most will click away too fragile to face themselves in the mirror, but you're still here. That means you're ready to sharpen your mind into a weapon, ready to kill your own weakness, ready to dominate life with surgical efficiency. Stay until the end. Comment, I am becoming untouchable below if you're ready to. Step into Machiavellian mode. Number 1, the awakening. The first step is brutal. Honesty. Strip away every illusion you've built to protect yourself. Comfort has been your poison. Laziness, your silent assassin. Every wasted hour has been a dagger in your back, and you held the blade yourself. Look at your life with cold eyes. See the mediocrity, the wasted potential, the softness that has kept you chained. If that doesn't ignite a spark of disgust, you're not ready for transformation. To be ruthless, you must first hate weakness, not in others. Start with your own. That self-disgust is the fuel you will burn in the next 7 days. Machiavelli taught that men are driven by fear or by love. But to rule yourself, you must use fear. Fear of dying unremarkable. Fear of living a life invisible. Fear of wasting your mind. That fear, channeled correctly, is power. From today forward, every decision is a test. Do you wake up early or stay in bed like a slave to comfort? Do you focus on your mission or let distraction devour your time? Every choice carves you into something greater or breaks you back into dust. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It only respects results. Understand this. Men who lack discipline become pawns. Men who master discipline become kings. In this first day, you awaken to the truth. You've been playing small. From now on, mediocrity is treason. Discipline is law. If you accept this truth, comment I kill weakness below. Number 2, the law of control. Discipline begins with control, and control begins with the mind. If you cannot command your own thoughts, you cannot command anything in this world. Every distraction, every impulse, every craving that pulls you away from your mission is a chain. Weak men wear those chains proudly, mistaking indulgence for freedom, but true freedom is found only in restraint. Machiavelli understood that to rule a kingdom, you must first rule yourself, and that principle is your foundation. You will cut away the noise, silence the weak, inner voice that begs for comfort, and impose order on your day with the same cold precision a general imposes on his army. Every morning, wake with purpose. Do not stumble into the day. Design it to guard your hours like a tyrant guarding a throne. Say no to people, to distractions, to anything that weakens your power. You're not here to be liked. You're here to dominate, and domination requires control at all levels. Control over your environment, to do control over your routines, control over the way you speak, move, and think. When you master this, others will feel it. Your presence alone will demand respect, because people can sense when a man governs himself with iron will. Understand this clearly. Those who cannot control themselves are controlled by others. They become pawns, tools, expendable pieces in another man's game. But you are not a pawn. You are training to be the one who moves the pieces. From this day forward, your mantra is simple: control or be controlled. Nothing in between. Comment, I rule myself below if you accept this law of control. Number 3, the elimination of weakness. Weakness is the enemy. It disguises itself as comfort, pleasure, distraction, and even kindness, but its true purpose is to drain your power until you are hollow. Every man is given the same hours in a day, yet most waste them on indulgence that leaves them empty, while the few strip away all that is unnecessary and sharpen themselves into weapons. If you want to be ruthlessly disciplined, you must treat weakness as treason against yourself. Every wasted hour, every indulgence in laziness, every surrender to comfort is betrayal. You must cut it out without hesitation, the way a surgeon cuts out rot before it spreads. That means eliminating distractions mercilessly. Your phone is not a tool if it rules you. It's a leash. Entertainment is not harmless if it consumes your time. It's a cage. People who drain you with their gossip, their mediocrity, their lack of ambition, remove them, because proximity to weakness contaminates strength. The Machiavellian man understands that mercy toward weakness within himself breeds decay, and mercy toward weakness in others invites manipulation. To eliminate weakness is to commit to cold discipline. Rise early even when tired. Push forward even when uninspired. Train your body even when your mind screams for comfort. Weakness speaks in the language of excuses, but excuses do not build empires. Only ruthless action does. Ask yourself daily, does this habit, this choice, this thought make me stronger or weaker? If weaker, cut it. No hesitation, no negotiation. The man who eliminates weakness becomes unshakable, and the world bends to him because he bends first to nothing. Remember this, power is not given, it is seized by those who refuse to be slaves to weakness. If you're ready to kill what's soft inside you, then declare it now in the comments. Write, I destroy my weakness, so the world knows you are not here to play games. You are here to build power. Number 4, the fortress of focus. Focus is the fortress of the disciplined mind, and without it, you are vulnerable, scattered, and easily conquered. The modern world is built to shatter your attention. Every notification, every pointless distraction, every demand from weak people around you is a siege on your mind. If you cannot defend your focus, you will never achieve power. Machiavelli wrote that a prince must secure his fortress to remain untouchable, and your fortress is your ability to direct your attention with absolute precision. You must guard it ruthlessly. That means cutting out meaningless noise, refusing to dilute your concentration, and cultivating the ability to lock on to one task with surgical intensity until it bends to your will. Do not mistake busy for focus. Fools drown in endless activity, but the disciplined man selects the one move that shifts the entire game. Every day, identify the single most important task that advances your empire, and do it with compromise, no delay, no surrender. When you focus like this, momentum builds, and with momentum comes power. People will notice your presence differently. They will sense you are not scattered, not weak, but a man who moves deliberately and wastes nothing. That aura alone creates leverage, because most men are fractured chasing trivialities. You will be different. Your eyes, your body, language, your very silence will communicate unshakable focus, and that will intimidate those who cannot match it. Understand this truth. He who controls his focus controls his future. Let nothing breach your fortress. Build rituals to protect it. Wake before the noise of the world. Isolate when needed. Create an environment where every object, every sound, every detail supports your mission. When you master focus, you do not compete, you dominate. Because scattered men cannot match concentrated force. Comment, my focus is my fortress below, if you are ready to guard your mind with iron walls. Number 5, the cold edge of intelligence. Intelligence is not about trivia, nor about sounding clever in meaningless conversations. It is about strategy, foresight, and the ruthless application of knowledge to gain advantage. Most men think intelligence is reading books and spitting out quotes. But that is the illusion of intellect, not the weaponization of it. Real intelligence is cold, pragmatic, and rooted in results. It is the ability to see patterns where others see noise, to anticipate moves before they unfold, to play the long game while the herd reacts blindly to the moment. Machiavelli understood this. The wise ruler does not simply observe reality. He bends it by exploiting what others fail to notice. That is the edge you must forge. Feed your mind strategically, not randomly. Study psychology, power dynamic, history of empires, the tactics of conquerors, the failures of the weak. Absorb what sharpens your vision of the world and discard the rest as useless noise. Intelligence means analyzing people quickly, reading their motives, their weaknesses, their patterns of behavior, and using that information to maneuver them as pieces on a board. It means thinking 3 steps ahead in every interaction, never speaking without purpose, never moving without calculation. Cold intelligence also requires emotional detachment. The fool reacts with anger or excitement, but the strategist observes calmly, disguises his intent, and strikes when the time is right. The intelligent man does not boast. He does not reveal his hand. He lets others underestimate him and then crushes them with precision. Build this in yourself by practicing silence, by training your mind daily with complex problems, by reflecting on every victory and every mistake until patterns become second nature. Intelligence is not gifted, it is forged through constant observation, relentless learning, and brutal self-honesty. When others are distracted, you are analyzing. When others are indulging in honesty, you are strategizing. This creates an aura of inevitability. People begin to feel you are always one step ahead, and that perception alone gives you power. Remember, intelligence without discipline is wasted, and discipline without intelligence is blind force. But when you merge the two, you become lethal, a predator among prey. Comment, my mind is my weapon. If you accept this truth and are ready to sharpen your intelligence into a blade that cuts through every obstacle. Number 6, the ruthless standard. A man without standards is already defeated because he bends to the level of whatever surrounds him. If you want to become untouchable, your standards must be ruthless, immovable, and non-negotiable. They define who you are and what you will tolerate, not just from the world, but from yourself. Weak men compromise, strong men cut. Machiavelli taught that appearances matter more than intentions, and your standards are the silent law that shapes your appearance, your aura, your power. Do not tell people your standards. Live them so clearly that they feel them. This begins with the standard of self-discipline, the way you carry your body, the way you control your habits, the way you refuse to allow sloppiness to enter your life. You rise at the time, you set, you execute what you commit to, you maintain order in your environment, because order outside reflects order inside. You must enforce this without hesitation. If you slip, correct instantly with no excuses, no delays. Then extend your standards to people. Cut off anyone who drains you. Avoid those who live without purpose. Tolerate no weakness in your circle. Better to walk alone as a wolf than surround yourself with sheep who infect you with mediocrity. Finally, establish standards for your mission. Do not accept good enough. Do not celebrate half-finish victories. Either it is done with excellence or it is worthless. Understand this. The world will always try to negotiate with you to lower your standards, to tempt you into compromise. You must become the immovable wall that does not bend no matter the pressure. This creates respect, fear, and eventually power, because people learn quickly that you are not a man they can manipulate or weaken. Your standards become your armor. Once you set them in stone, no one can touch you. No one can drag you down. No one can corrupt your path. But you must be merciless in enforcing them, because one crack in your wall invites collapse. If you demand greatness of yourself and of life. Life will eventually deliver it. Comment my standards are law below if you accept that from this moment forward, weakness and compromise are beneath you. Number 7. The art of power. Power is not given. It is taken, seized, and held by those willing to be colder, sharper, and more relentless than everyone else. To understand power, you must understand people, because power is never abstract. It is always relational. It is control over resources, over perception, over behavior, over outcomes. Machiavelli revealed that it is better to be feared than loved, because love is fickle, but fear endures and commands obedience. The man who seeks power must accept this truth. You cannot please everyone, and you should not even try. To be powerful, you must be willing to be hated by the weak, misunderstood by the masses, and envied by them. Mediocre Dali. Power is built on leverage, and leverage comes from discipline, focus, intelligence, and the willingness to make ruthless decisions when others hesitate. You must cultivate presence. Speak less, listen more, make every word sharp and deliberate, and never reveal your full hand. A man who cannot be read becomes unpredictable, and unpredictability is power. Learn to use silence as a weapon, appearance as a tool, and scarcity as leverage. Do not be everywhere. Do not make yourself common. Powerful men are rare, selective, untouchable, and therefore magnetic. In strategy, power comes from options. Always maintain more than one path, more than one ally, more than one weapon in reserve. The man with no options is weak. The man with many can never be cornered. Understand the dark truth of psychology. People are driven by fear, greed, desire, and ego. Learn to read these drives, exploit them, and position yourself as the solution of the obstacle. When someone fears losing you, you control them. When someone desires your approval, you control them. When someone's ego blinds them, you can maneuver them into traps. This is not cruelty, it is realism. The world is a battlefield of influence, and those who deny this are the ones most easily manipulated. To wield power, you must also concede it. Never flaunt, never reveal more than necessary. Let your enemies underestimate you, then crush them when the timing is perfect. Let your allies feel secure, but always remember, loyalty is rare and conditional. Prepare for betrayal before it comes. Power is not about domination for its own sake. It is about survival, legacy, and control over your destiny. Most men are slaves chained by jobs, opinions, addictions, and fears. You are not here to join them. You are here to rise above, to play the game with. Sharper claws and colder blood. Comment, or power obeys me. If you accepted that, your mission is to master the art of power, to stop being a pawn and to become the strategist who moves the entire board. Number 8, the silence of strategy. Strategy is the hidden hand that moves the visible world and the man without. Strategy is nothing more than a piece in another man's plan. Machiavelli taught that fortune favors the prepared mind, and preparation is not about reacting to life, but arranging the pieces before the game even begins. To live strategically, you must think in silence, act with precision, and move as if every step was foreseen long before it happened. Strategy demands patience, and patience is a weapon sharper than any blade because it allows you to strike at the exact moment of weakness. The masses rush. They crave instant gratification. They are blinded by impulses and emotions. But the Purge strategist waits, studies, and positions himself so perfectly that when he finally acts, his victory looks effortless. Strategy means never showing all of your desires, never revealing your true ambitions, and disguising your intentions so that no one can predict your next move. You must learn to mask your hunger for power with calm indifference, to hide your calculations behind silence, to let others misjudge you while you quietly weave your web around them. A strategic man listens more than he speaks, observes more than he reveals, and gathers knowledge the way a king gathers armies, patiently, relentlessly, until the time comes to unleash them. Every relationship, every deal, every opportunity must be viewed like a chessboard. Who controls what? Who can be sacrificed? Who can be used as leverage? and who must be eliminated. And understand this clearly. Sometimes the strongest move is no move at all. Sometimes letting others destroy themselves with the impatience gives you more power than any direct confrontation. In this world, subtlety often wins where force would fail, and silence often commands more respect than endless talking. To master strategy, you must cultivate long vision, the ability to see not only what is happening now, but what will happen 3, 5, 10 steps from now. Ask yourself, if I act this way today, what doors will open tomorrow, and what traps may I fall into next week? That foresight is what separates rulers from pawns, predators from prey, and do not live day to day, live decade to decade, mission to mission, empire to empire. Strategy is the language of destiny, and those who fail to learn it are doomed to be written into someone else's story. Comment, my silence builds empires. If you are ready to embrace the cold patience of strategy and let the world dance to the moves you have already planned in silence. Number 9, the armor of stoicism. Power without composure is fragile, and discipline without stoicism collapses under pressure. To become untouchable, you must master the art of emotional detachment, the cold armor of stoicism that makes you unshakable when others break. Weak men react to every insult, every inconvenience, every loss. Their emotions control them, and therefore they are controlled by everyone else. The Machiavellian man knows better. He knows that emotions are weapons, and like all weapons, they must be mastered, concealed, and deployed only when useful. You must learn to be calm in chaos, unflinching in failure, and silent in victory. When the world burns around you, your face must remain unreadable, your posture unbroken, your spirit immune. This is not the absence of feeling, it is the mastery of it. Anger can be fuel, but never let it dictate your actions. Fear can be a warning, but never let it paralyze you. Pleasure can be enjoyed, but never let it soften you. The stoic man walks through storms with steady steps, not because he does not feel the rain, but because he refuses to be moved by it. People will test you, life will strike you, betrayal will cut you, but none of it matters if you remain unmoved. That composure alone creates an aura of power, because men who cannot be shaken are men who cannot be conquered. Understand this: the greatest rulers in history were those who could endure chaos without breaking, those who could accept loss without despair, those who could absorb pain without complaint. Pain is inevitable, suffering is optional, and dignity is always a choice. Practice this daily. When frustration rises, silence it. When temptation calls, deny it. When insults strike, rise above them. Each act of control is another layer of armor until your mind is steel. And once you are armored with stoicism, you become dangerous, because nothing external can destroy a man who has mastered his internal world. While others drown in emotions, you stand like a fortress. While others beg for comfort, you embrace discomfort and grow stronger. While others are broken by setbacks, you sharpen yourself with them. You must learn to love the struggle, to view adversity not as a curse, but as the crucible that hardens your will. Every trial, every pain, every betrayal becomes a gift, an opportunity to prove you are untouchable. And when people look at you, they will see a man who does not flinch, does not complain, does not break. That sight alone commands respect, fear, and admiration, because it is rare. This is the masculine stoicism of kings, warriors, and rulers, the foundation that turns a disciplined man into a legendary one. Comment, I am unshakable if you are ready to wear the armor of stoicism and walk through fire without being burned. Number 10, becoming untouchable. This is the culmination, the final synthesis of discipline, focus, intelligence, power, strategy, and stoicism. The point where you stop being a man who listens to words and start being a man who embodies them. Becoming untouchable is not about pretending to be strong. It is about forging yourself into something so cold, so precise, so disciplined that weakness cannot reach. You, mediocrity cannot hold you. Sand, fear cannot bend you. In 7 days, if you truly commit to these laws, you will have begun the transformation. No longer the man who makes excuses, no longer the man distracted by noise, no longer the man who bends under pressure. You will be the man who controls his time with ruthless precision, who guards his focus like a fortress, who reads people with cold intelligence, who wields strategy like a silent blade, who carries himself with the immovable armor of stoicism. And understand this: when you reach this state, people will notice. They will not always say it aloud, but they will feel it. Your presence will shift rooms. Your silence will speak louder than their chatter. Your aura will carry the weight of command. Some will admire you, some will hate you, but all will respect you, because you are no longer ordinary. 2. Be untouchable means you do not rely on luck. You do not bend to opinion. You do not compromise your standards. You bend reality to your will by relentless action, by discipline without hesitation, by vision without distraction. You are not here to live quietly and fade into the background. You are here to dominate your mission, to carve your mark into the world with cold precision. But remember, this path is not for everyone. Most men will quit. They will give in to comfort. They will betray themselves. Do not be like them. Prove to yourself that you are different. Live each day with the awareness that every moment is a chance to sharpen your edge, to rise above, to grow stronger. And when you stumble, as all men do, rise instantly, correct yourself, and continue forward without excuses, without weakness, without hesitation. That is what makes you untouchable. Not perfection, but relentless persistence. If you are ready to step into this version of yourself, then declare it boldly. Comment "I am untouchable" below and make your commitment public. And now, listen carefully. If this spoke to you, if you feel the fire inside you growing, then like this video, subscribe to Machiavellian Mode and turn on notifications so you never miss the tools, strategies, and philosophies that will keep you sharper, colder, and stronger than the masses. This is your path. This is your law.